Senior Democrats in the Senate are luckily backing off of their disastrous Plan B to pressure employers to pay their workers $15 an hour in minimum wage. Now, this was the Plan B following word that the Senate parliamentarian, an unelected individual, had decided that the $15 an hour minimum wage hike could not be included in the coronavirus relief package because it doesn't pass something known as the Byrd rule. Now, that's something that is incredibly irrelevant. People in this country don't care. They want a federal minimum wage hike, and it's something that can easily be overruled by the person who presides over the Senate, which is Kamala Harris. So it's a non-binding opinion by an unelected person in the Senate referred to as a Senate parliamentarian. She can be overruled. But before we even had a chance to discuss that, Bernie Sanders and Ron Wyden in the Senate had their own Plan B ready. Now they're backing off of that Plan B because it is disastrous. Let me tell you what the details are. So after the Senate parliamentarian said that $15 an hour for the minimum wage hike was inadmissible under the rules, Senate Finance Chair Ron Wyden and Senate Budget Chair Bernie Sanders said that they would instead seek to add tax penalties on large corporations that fail to pay a $15 an hour minimum wage, or a $15 an hour wage, I should say. Now, they're backing off of it because experts have weighed in and they said, well, there's actually some pretty significant loopholes here. For instance, large employers can very easily reclassify their employees as contractors, which would indicate that they could skirt the tax penalties for not paying these workers $15 an hour. And I'm glad that they're backing off of that because the fact that they immediately went to this pretty sad and pathetic Plan B shows that there was, at least in the short term, this idea of abandoning $15 an hour as a provision in the coronavirus relief package. That does not need to happen. Let's be absolutely clear. That does not need to happen. Kamala Harris can overrule the Senate parliamentarian. There is going to be a bit of a fight on that, though, because Biden's top economic advisor, Brian Deese, has said over the weekend on several interviews what you're about to hear.
Progressives want the vice president to get involved. She has the ability to overrule the Senate parliamentarian. I know that Ron Klain already weighed in on this and said that that was unlikely. Is that your understanding?
Yeah, no, the vice president's not going to weigh in. The president and the vice president both respect the parliamentarian's decision and the process. We don't agree with it. We're disappointed by it, but we'll respect that process. And our focus is now going to be to get with congressional leadership, determine the best path forward for the minimum wage, and at the same time move quickly to get the American Rescue Plan passed.
There is no other real way of getting $15 an hour minimum wage passed. This is our only real shot. And we'll talk a little more about Kamala Harris later in the show. But Cenk, I wanted to give you an opportunity to jump in on that Plan B that luckily now Senator Sanders is backing off of.
Yeah, real quick on that guy from the White House saying we're going to respect. And I'm like, okay, let's see how this sentence ends. Is it our voters? Is it respect the promises we made? Is it respect workers, 32 million workers in this country, hard workers working all year long for the minimum wage? No, the sentence ended with, we respect the parliamentarian, we respect the process. So you respect some antiquated process, which by the way is not at all in the Constitution and has no force of law, over 32 million people who would, a lot of whom would double their salaries, would get in total $92 billion raise every single year. No, you guys, it's a joke. It's a joke. They never meant it. They're lying. Let's just, reporters, please do your job. Please do your job. You can't say I'm killing the minimum wage, but I wanted it to pass. That's not a thing. By killing it, you're saying I did not want it to pass. So that's on Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. We're gonna get to that step next, but step one is the one that you're alluding to, which is what is Bernie Sanders going to do? Well, Bernie Sanders doesn't have it in the bill now. We're doing this campaign, hashtag Don't Kill It Bernie, and we've got it in tyt.com/petitions /Don't Kill It Bernie. And that is, I believe it's working. And that example of that and evidence of that is this. This plan was weak sauce, this Plan B. okay, we're not gonna do $15 minimum wage, but we'll start do this super complicated formula about taxing some corporations on some of their employees. Well, here's why it didn't make any sense. So number one, we didn't ask for that. We asked for $15 minimum wage, and the pressure that literally the TYT audience put on in a good and loving way, I think, was a giant part of them going, yeah, this is weak sauce, okay? Number two, there's no guarantee that would pass. That would have the same exact problem with $15 minimum wage. And then we do a lot of work behind the scenes to double check, quadruple check things, especially things this important and about process. So there was no plan to get that plan B passed either. All it was gonna do, it was gonna take away all of the energy about the fight for 15, and it's literally called the fight for 15, okay? Not to ask the parliamentarian for 15. And so it was gonna take that energy away and make you try to pass a thing that no one understands. And then at the end, people are like, you didn't even write this yet. So Biden and Sanders hadn't written it. It was obviously a face-saving gesture to protect Biden and Harris. No deal, no deal. And so they realized that, and that's good news. So they pulled it. So now there is no plan B, so it's gotta be plan A. And he's gotta put it in the bill. If he puts it in the bill, then it is harder to take out. If you're voting on it by itself, then it becomes easier to defeat. So there are certain rules in the Senate we can't get around. The parliamentarian is not one of them, okay? So put it in the bill, and then we got an actual fighter's chance of winning. And I love that plan B is trashed. And the whole country should thank TYT viewers for helping to get rid of that nonsense so we can go back to the real deal, $15 minimum wage.
Damn right, TYT Army's way too strong.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.